Morning, guys. As we saw yesterday, we saw a nice, beautiful push from Euro USD to the upside. Although towards the end of the day, we saw a retracement. Hence, this daily candle with our close being here and our high of the day yesterday being here. So you can see the outlook still remains the same. Okay, guys. We still expect rate cuts on USD because of even the ISM unemployment data came out and it is worse than expected. And if you know the Fed mandate, they have two mandates, right? Keep employment in check and also keep inflation rates right steady. Unemployment at the moment is currently a problem, and so we can investors can look toward December and anticipate a rate cut on the USD. So hence why you would be shopping or looking rather for dollar longs, dollar short, and euro USD longs rather. If we look at here, you can see to our left we've grabbed all of this liquidity right with this low right here. We grabbed all of this liquidity to our left. We pushed up from there. You can see we've also been squeezing, like if you can say this right. We failed to take out the high or we failed to take out the low, so we've been squeezing, kind of just moving sideways. So it's all about waiting for a clear direction, and then we can look for those further long. At the moment with Euro USD, it isn't my favorite pair to express this sentiment, right? It's not my favorite pair to express this long sentiment, and due to the market conditions. If market conditions change and we get a clear direction, then why not? As you can see from here on the 4 hour, we came into this high, we swept it, and then from there we started to, you can see, guys, came into this high, swept it, and then from there we started to push down a little bit. We have liquidity resting here at this monthly open. I would like a lower push, and perhaps from there we get that change of character and we can look for those further longs. That would be a position that would be nice, maybe to target these highs and these highs as we have liquidity still resting above this whole area. That's my target for Euro USD. I'm just waiting for liquidity to be grabbed, then a change of character beneath here or here. Then, as you can see, this is our sell before the buy up. If we refine it, we can refine it to this last candle, but this is our sell before the buy up. So we wait and see what happens. And this is a nice demand zone why it took our liquidity to the left and also broke structure. I'm quite interested in taking a position from here if it aligns. With dollar, and quite similar with the dollars, I'm waiting for, as we've approached this monthly open, I would like some liquidity grab, and then from there we can see that change of character and we can continue with our dollar short, as our buyers on the dollar is still to the downside at the moment, especially for the month of December, at least for the foreseeable future. I hope that is clear. So you wait for this liquidity to be grabbed, and then you wait for that change of character, then you can look for further short positions. On GU, we spoke about this, and we spoke about the pound being inherently bearish, which is, yes, quite clear to see. But also, if you've been following the fundamentals, you can see also we've pushed up into the high and now we're pushing back into the low. You can see it's more of a sideways movement on the pound, really. I like this price action from here to here. I like the way we broke this. We broke out. If we see a nice sweep of the lows and a change of character, then you can look for those longs, perhaps to target this weekly open or this nice supply area, as we are seeing nice retracement. Okay, be cautious though, as you know it is still fundamentally bearish. So it might, other pairs might be moving, for example like a Euro USD or a NZD USD might be moving, and the pound dollar might not move, and you should know that, right? So you always have to look at the policies of each currency, right? The policy behind each currency. You want to trade pairs in which they have vast, like, different policies, right? So for example, something like the Japanese yen, right? So the Japanese yen, for example, they spend more, and they're generous with their rates and all of that, while something like the Aussie dollar, they have a totally different policy. So when you take these two currencies and put them together, you have like a totally different end of the spectrum and a totally different end of the spectrum. It gives you more chance for profitability, right? For movement, you can get more movement, right? In those pairs, they're more volatile. Okay. Speaking of the devil, NZD USD, guys. With NZD, as we've discussed, right? I'm looking for longs on this thing because fundamentally it makes sense, right? The the Bank of New Zealand, the central bank, they are done. They're done with their easing cycle, with their cut cycle. So now we expect interest rates to start to spike. And once interest rate starts to increase, guys, the cost of borrowing becomes more, and then I'm sorry, rather the money you get, yeah, the cost of borrowing becomes more, and your yield is also higher. So you can take on, they can easily take on more debt, right? Or sorry, you take on less debt. So which makes the currency grow stronger, right? That increase the strength of the currency basically. So for me, and with this information, armed with this information, and also with the dollar rate cuts looking more and more likely with each passing day, so you want to be in this kind of positions. You want to be long on this kind of pairs, right? I'm looking for longs on NZD USD. Maybe from here, as you can see, we've taken out this liquidity, right? Maybe from here, if we see that change of character, because our factor high is above here, our factor low is here now. So if we perhaps maybe we'll see one more swipe down, because I like this demand level. It's a nice demand level, although we're moving sideways, but we can still keep pushing up from there, and our confirmation would be that change of character. Or else, if we don't get it, we can still keep pushing down into here, take out this liquidity, or even here, or even here. So you keep that in mind, and then that's why we need that confirmation. In as much as we have everything lined up for us, our final step is just the confirmation. Then we're in the trade. Okay. Similar story on AU, right? Yes, they don't have the same policy as NZD has at the moment, but you can see technical wise, this just makes sense, right? As I've been discussing for a very long time. If you've been here, I've been discussing this since last month, since middle of last month, right? You could have been in that position since middle of last month and still be in a nice profit, right? So you can see we're squeezing, right? We've taken out this liquidity to our left, taking out this liquidity high to our left, and now we're squeezing. Perhaps we get a little bit of more deeper retracement, as this is now, as we have this, as we have here as our buy before the sell, right? We have here as our sell before the buy. I know I always keep making mistakes with that. So we have here as our sell before the buy, and you can see we pushed out. Now we push back in. We could start pushing up from here, because if you look, we've grabbed liquidity, but dollar is not quite ready yet. So I would like a little bit lower prices, and then I could get in. Like if it's priced a little bit better, then I could get in and probably target this 3 monthly open, or maybe this 0.75 level. Okay, with USD CHF, guys, as we discussed, guys, the only thing that makes sense on this pair is short, right? That's the only thing that makes sense on this pair. If you're looking for longs, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you're really a strong man. But the point is, you can see we're moving along with the trend, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now we're looking to make a new lower low. You could find an entry like this, right? It makes sense to me, right? And then you put your target right here. That's a good entry. that's a good position to be in, right? It isn't financial advice. Wait for, you can see we've grabbed liquidity. To our left, we have this strong supply. Wait for that change of character, and then you look for those longs. Okay. As if we don't get that confirmation, we could just keep pushing upward, take out this high, take out this high. So that's why we need that change of character, right, guys? Very, very important. So maybe we get one more swipe up, then that change of character comes in, and then we could sell. We gold, guys. I mean, what is there to say? You can see we grabbed this liquidity above yesterday. That caused a little bit of retracement, which is nice to see. I'm looking at this to add positions. I'm looking at this for further positions. Um, where's our fractal high? Right here, and our low is right here. No, now our high is here, our low is here, right? So we want this to go above this daily open, maybe a swipe of this lows, maybe one more push down, and then the daily, we want this daily open to go, right? Something like this. And then you find that entry and you can go. Remember, guys, market doesn't move in a straight line, right? Market would not just keep going up or not just keep going down. It goes down a little bit, goes up a little, goes. You understand that, right? You've seen this many, many times, guys. So it's very important. So let's wait for that change of character and then we can find that entry. For USD card, guys, I'm still in these positions and I'm looking to scale out. I'm looking to get out and break even as our policy on the dollar has changed. So I'll be looking to manage this position, guys. I've been reducing it and chipping away at it as I've been also talking about it, right? I've been saying it since that the policy on dollar is shifting, and you can see in as much as USD card is still bullish, right, it is also moving a bit sideways because we didn't take out this high, right? We didn't take out this high, we didn't make a new high, so now we're just squeezing. We're squeezing, and you don't want to be a part of that. We were targeting a new impulsive phase, and that hasn't quite played out the way we wanted it to. So you could start looking to scale out of your positions if you still have that. Okay. We USD JPY, guys. As I discussed, guys, I was looking for a retracement trade on this last week. Actually, for quite some time now, since we came to this yearly open, they didn't quite give it to me the way I would like it to, but it's fine. That has happened. Now we're retracing. We're retracing, guys, and that is what you want. You want to have that retracement, and then this is our sell, our buy rather before the sell, right? This is our buy before the sell. And if you look to our left, I really don't see any sweet area right here that perhaps will take out this liquidity and here, right? And from inside here, we could start looking for those shorts. These are monthly open right here. That could also act as an area of resistance, and we start looking for those shorts from there. But for now, due to the Bank of Japan's policy. So speaking of Bank of Japan, let's talk about the yen basket. Right? So now the thing with the Bank of Japan and their policy at the moment is, I think they had a meeting, I think at around 2 a.m. Central European time. So the point is, they are planning to raise interest rates, and that is because of the inflation, the level of inflation in Japan, right? The inflation is getting higher, and they need to combat that, right? Inflation is getting higher, cost of food is rising, and also like wages are also rising. So you also have like this kind of, it's cheap to get the yen. So now you're trying to make it more expensive because the real interest rate is in the negative. So basically it just means, okay, now let's pump the brakes a little bit until we get the interest rate maybe to even 0% or maybe to 1% or 0.5%, right? So with that information, I expect I'm expecting higher prices on the Japanese yen. I'm expecting higher prices on the Japanese yen. I'm expecting some easing, rather some tightening, and then let's see how that translates into our USD JPY positions, as I would be expecting to short these positions, right? As it just moves really beautiful, right? So USD is dumping and perhaps the yen will start rising. So USD is not dumping yet. I mean, like, we expect that. So and that could give us a nice little position to take. So let's keep an eye out for that, and hopefully we can get some nice entries on this pair. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. I hope everything was clear. Wish you a good day.